2 million prey animals are on their way. These wildebeest and zebra have walked over 1,000 kilometers. And they won't stop until the rain begins. And Dutu is the only stop on their year-long journey. They follow sounds of thunder from up to 50 kilometers away. Finally, the clouds surrender, and life-giving water soaks the earth. Cats might hate water, but they'll put up with it if it brings prey closer. Each of them waits on their own turf, and each has their own strategy. Time will tell how effective they are. The rain transforms the dry ground into a green paradise. Now mothers start giving birth. Over the next few weeks, 500,000 calves will be born here. The cats know this. A resident lion pride and 2 cheetah families eagerly await the herds. Their hunting clocks are in sync with the arrival of new life. This calf has minutes to walk. His mother knows the dangers that lurk in the shadows. Youngsters are escorted to open ground, where their mothers can see danger coming. Incoming predators can be spotted from kilometers away. A cheetah mother and her teenage cub close in on the herds. This is their turf, open grassland. With long-distance eyesight, they can see as far as 3 kilometers. But in the haze, it isn't easy to pick a target. So they've come up with a creative surveillance solution. The watchtower. Here in Undutu, they use a rare point of elevation to spot vulnerable youngsters. Now, she's isolated her target. But she still needs to get close. Even cheetah speed has a limit. Wildebeest are extremely dangerous. They can weigh more than 4 times as much as cheetahs and can trample them in seconds. This mother and son have stuck together as a team. Hunting large and dangerous prey is almost impossible alone. She's an exceptional hunter. He needs to shadow her moves carefully. It will be his turn next. The young stick close to the mother on both sides of the battle. But sometimes, calves get left behind. Lucky for the cat. She just has to get up to the critical 300-meter boundary. One quick check for protective adults. Getting closer will tip the hunt in her favor. At the 200-meter mark, she launches the sprint. Her flattened toes and non-retractable claws give traction as she accelerates to top speed. flexible spine allows her to twist and turn, while her teeth puncture the calf's windpipe. It seems an easy kill, but that's the way she planned it. She's a seasoned hunter. She learned from her mother. Now she's passing the secrets down to her juvenile son. It's now time for real-world experience. He's never seen so much bounty in one place. He needs to reach the 300-meter mark before making the sprint. He failed to get close enough, and his target outran him. Now, he faces a stampeding herd. But he recovers from his blunder and closes in on the calf. But there's another problem. A furious 200-kilogram mother. She can hook him on her curved horns and seriously hurt him, or even kill him. It looked easy when Mum did it. At a year old, he has the speed, but not the technique for the challenge of open ground. He'd better get with the program. After this season, he's on his own. Three kilometers to the east, Undutu's open ground gives way to marsh and woodland. Here, another solo mother is bringing up cubs. She's part of a big pride, but she needs to keep the cubs away for their safety. Males will kill cubs that are not their own to ensure his genes and not someone else's are passed on. Infanticide is the cause of almost a third of cub deaths. She's the sole hunter for 2 hungry cubs, and this calls for a special strategy. The herds consume 7,000 tons of grass per day, moving constantly like a huge lawnmower. When they leave the open ground, they enter the heart of the lion's territory. She's twice the weight of a cheetah, so she needs deep cover to attack. She's got no backup from her pride members. The only way her solo hunt can succeed is if she surprises them. Moving in from downwind, she stalks with silent footsteps, softly moving towards the prey and freezing every time they look up. If she gets close enough without detection, she'll be able to feed her cubs. Without support from the pride, she cannot risk injury. This time, she walks away hungry. For her strategy to work, she needs a better ambush point. She knows just where to find it. She heads for the Undutu Gully. During the wet season, the open ground is soaked and runoff water forms gullies as it moves towards the marsh. In their quest for fresh grass, wildebeest follow the most direct route. Hundreds of wildebeest cross the gully. Her strategy: keep dead still. But the flies make her fidget. A true test of resolve. The plan is working. She just has to choose the right target. It's a perfect hunt. The lion family finally dig into a hearty dinner. But the smell of fresh kill reaches the main pride. This could mean trouble for her young cubs. Her sister is first to show up. She's a friend. The lioness introduces her cubs and is happy to share. The next to arrive is a sub-adult cub, and he can't be trusted. Teenage males easily kill cubs. Mother lets him know who's boss. The cubs are too small to join the pride. She must hide them and keep hunting alone. Her sister and the young male return to the pride. 3 lionesses have 5 cubs between them. So there's huge pressure to provide food, and they haven't killed in the past 3 days. They relocate to an area they know well, the woods. The trees are a source of food and shelter for some. For the wildebeest, the woodland is an obstacle to their green grass. For the lions, it's a great opportunity. They've done this before, but it has to be perfect. The wildebeest smell lion and move further into the woods. There's no room to move. heading straight into the ambush. The Pride is in position. One hunter gives the herd a fright, and the wildebeest bolt, just as the lions planned. Now, it's up to the lead hunter. She creeps closer to the bottleneck, with a chain of wildebeest moving between her on one side and thick bush on the other. The wildebeest reach speeds of 80 kilometers per hour. Pick the wrong one at the wrong time, and she could be trampled to death. She just has to choose the perfect moment. A determined pounce and strong bite was all she needed to single-handedly make the takedown. But she couldn't have done it without the help of the Pride. Each adult needs 5 kilograms of meat a day to keep their strength up for hunting. They'll only share with the cubs if there's enough to go around. Everyone gets a little. The Pride will soon need to hunt again. Just beyond the woods, a younger mother is working hard for her cubs. It's an odd place for a cheetah. The marsh is lion territory. Cheetahs thrive on open ground. But there's no cover out there for hiding new cubs. The high grass of the marsh is perfect, even if it's in lion territory. Cheetah cubs drink milk for the first 6 weeks, and she needs to hunt to produce enough. She's a single mum with no daycare. With lions around, it's too dangerous for them to be out in the open. Her only option is to hide them. The Mdutu Marsh is where cheetah and lion territories overlap. Here, nearly 60% of cheetah cubs die by the jaws of a lion. Predators hate competition. She stashes her 3 cubs and heads out to open ground. The cheetah arrives in the open grass where gazelles are grazing. These mothers also hide their kids while they go to work. The hunter would like to target the mother for a bigger meal, but the quicker option is her fawn. She just has to find it. The gazelle mother knows there's nothing she can do. It might seem cruel, but this cheetah mum is being clever. She's not wasting energy, and she'll regurgitate this meat for her cubs. She needs to eat quickly so she can return to them. The longer they're left alone, the greater the chance of them being discovered. She's been away from them for 4 hours. She needs to get back before nightfall. But it may be too late. Three lionesses stand between her and her cubs. The lions can smell foreign cubs. The cheetah mother will do almost anything to protect them, but she can't stand up to 3 lions. She can only hope that they've hidden well. But her worst fear is realized. The lions killed 1 cub, but there's still hope for the other 2. Ndutu's wildebeest movements are shaped by the landscape, and the landscape is shaped by water. This is the wet season, and surface runoff flows into slight depressions and into the marsh. Thirsty herds move in from the open ground. Each wildebeest and zebra needs 5 liters a day. The marsh is where they get it. Everyone has the same idea. So it's a great place for an ambush, especially if you're not the world's fastest runner. The marsh offers great cover for the lions. The herds drink at the lowest point. Any escape is uphill. Another natural ambush point. The cubs make their move. It sets off a chain reaction. The herd panics and stampedes. The lioness spots her target and starts the chase. A clever plan and teamwork triumphs. An adult wildebeest will last them a day or 2. But opportunities like these will become less frequent as the dry season approaches. The cheetah mother continues to search for her cubs throughout Undutu. It's been 24 hours, and still nothing. She picks up a scent, leading away from where she last saw them. Then she hears them. These two were luckier than their little brother. They had their first serious brush with danger, and they survived. The mother must continue to hunt, but this time she's not letting the cubs out of her sight. She decides to take them to work. Everyone needs to eat. This time, she's going to go for larger prey, a mother gazelle. She's about to deploy an exceptional plan. Only a mother knows how protective a mother can be. She plans to use the fawn as bait, giving the mother a chance to save her little one. Fawn tries to run, but his legs are still weak. It takes restraint and planning not to simply devour it. Now's the test. Will the mother run or try to save her youngster? She won't leave her fawn. The cheetah plan is working. With every second, she's gathering strength for another charge. It's an ingenious plan that overcomes the challenge of open space, and she gets a bigger kill for the whole family. She hides the carcass and her cubs from the lines. She's endured a terrible loss, but today she's engineered a stunning triumph, ensuring the survival of the others, at least for another day. It's May, and the lush grasslands of Undutu are exhausted from constant grazing. Calves that have survived their first few months now face their biggest challenge, the 130-kilometer journey across open plains to the northwest. Predators brace themselves for slim pickings. What's left has to stretch across many mouths. Hunters have less cover as vegetation starts to thin out. Some predators hunt at night. Open ground during the day is cheetah territory. But at night, it's dominated by lions. When it gets dark, the wildebeest stop their march north. Nighttime hunting is entirely different. Lion's eyesight is excellent in the dark, especially with a bright moon. Wildebeest can't see well at night, but they have exceptional hearing, so they stand still, listening. From a lion's point of view, an unmoving target is easier to size up. But she's going to have to be quiet. It takes her longer to get into place because she's got to tread lightly. Still, they know someone's out there. They just don't know where. Tonight, nobody's getting a good night's sleep. They're waiting for a reason to run, and they soon get it. Not knowing where the danger is, they run straight past her. The lions have conquered open ground by using the cover of night. But by sunrise, they've lost their kill to ruthless scavengers. The lions will need to reclaim their hard-earned meal before there is nothing left. Lions are top of the pecking order. But these hyenas have strength in numbers. A large gang can mean serious trouble, even for lions. They give way, but they're thinking about taking her on. As sisters enter the scene, that tips the scales. Lion sisterhood is powerful. The dry plains of Undutu are now scattered with small herds of antelope. Grant's gazelles are the most drought-resistant of the grazers. Unlike the rain-seeking wildebeest, they remain here year-round, getting water from leaves and grass. They are large, fast, and difficult to kill. Adults have long, ridged horns that can easily puncture a cheetah's flesh. The mother and teenage son are still working on their hunting partnership. He's slowly improving, and he's already faster than she is. At 16 months, his mother's hoping he will finally add a little skill to his natural speed. Today, she plans to use him like a chase car. The cheetah team patrol the open grassland. He's never pulled this off before. This is his chance to prove himself. He's tiring. Now she picks it up. His training is complete. He's earned his cheetah spots. He's ready to face the open ground alone. Black skies to the north draw the herds away, leaving Undutu in the dust. For the Lion Pride, tougher times lie ahead. They must restrict themselves to the boundaries of their territory, or risk an attack from neighboring prides. The lioness and her 2 cubs will soon rejoin the pride. But the cheetahs have the freedom to roam, and can follow the herds a little further. In this brief season of plenty, both lions and cheetahs have thrived. This ancient battlefield was their teacher. The landscape formed their strategy, and they triumphed. On the open plains, the forests and the marshes of Undutu, they mastered their game and flourished.